Hello traders, today is November, what is it, 14th, 2024. I actually did a video earlier and I didn't realize my microphone wasn't working, so let's try to do it again. Anyways, this is not financial advice. This content is for educational purposes only. Do your own due diligence and research before you decide to risk any of your capital. Let's start the video with Apple. And, Apple looks actually pretty decent. Over 1 or 225. Yes, over 225. Let me put my glasses on. And now we have a level of resistance on the 35 SMA. So we'll see how we behave tomorrow and see if we can see a continuation towards 233. Right now, I think I prefer taking a look at the market on shorter terms, I guess. If I hold any positions, I would probably hold them overnight at the longest, or probably day trade. I was day trading Apple as well, so I think that is going to be my strategy for the next probably week or so. Anyways, Apple is looking very good on this over this support level at 225, and we just have to mount the 35 SMA and in order to see a continuation towards 233. MACD and TSI in these areas are looking pretty good. RSI is also looking good. So we'll see if tomorrow we mount 35 SMA and we move on the MACD and the TSI over the signal lines. And at that point, I would personally feel more comfortable holding my position. I did buy some calls today. I was day trading Apple on this one move on this reaction on this level at 225, and then I actually got out somewhere around this area and I bought my second entry of calls right around here. So I'm green still on those, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. But anyways, I would probably sell that position by tomorrow. Anyways, let's move on to my next name, and that is Affirm. And let me take a quick note on this. What a mess. I totally didn't notice my microphone was off on the last video. I might erase it or delete the video. Anyways, today Affirm down almost 3%. I think we're actually gonna have a good possibility to continue going towards 47. I understand that our support level is 55.5, and we're gonna continue going towards this level right here. This support level is crucial, but I think if we go into this area, we're a little bit under, considering that we have very little liquidity in this area. I think we're probably gonna continue going towards this 48 or 47.8 level right here. But for now, let's just focus on the 5150 level, 5160, and see what kind of reaction we get over there. Anyways, MACD and TSI are looking okay. I mean, but it looks like they are losing momentum. Volume is all right. RSI is also okay. So we'll see if we get a push tomorrow or not. But I'm leaning more on the side of a move towards 5160 or 5150, if that is the level that you like. Anyways, that's what I have for Affirm, and let's take a look at ASTS, and I'm just taking some quick notes. Earnings for today. Let's go to a 4-hour. Now we're down to the 21.27%. This candle is carrying almost 20% of a drop, pretty dramatic. Also, we have, so we're gonna open somewhere around here, pre-market, and we'll see what kind of reaction we have pre-market, if the continuation of this move is gonna persist, or if we're gonna rebound as we did back in this area right here when we had earnings, and earnings weren't the best. Let me click on this. and then you had a very, very impulsive move, I would say, to the upside. You went from 20 all the way up to 35 pretty much. Now I don't think that is going to happen again, but there is a possibility. Anyways, your critical level right now is 21.3, but if you open under this level, you're probably going to run towards 14 or the 200 SMA. MACD and TSI at this point don't matter how they look, because we're going to be opening right here, so they're going to be pointing down. RSI is probably going to be very oversold. So unfortunate. I like actually ASTS. I think they have a future, but they are some time behind on their plans, and I believe that the market right now is just looking for excuses to pull back on some names. ASTS is one of them. Okay, let's move on to where am I? If I could find you, let's talk about CrowdStrike. And I talked about CrowdStrike back here on November 1st. We had a very nice move. We had this almost a rebound on the 35 SMA. Then we went over support level at 278 or 279. We went over the 200 SMA, and then we stayed almost in range in this area until we hit that 35 SMA, which is a very useful indicator, especially on the daily chart. And then after that, we crossed the 200 SMA. We went over this resistance level at 339, and now we'll see if we're going to retest and continue going. I think if you retest, you're probably going to continue going slowly like you did here. But if you break under, you're probably going to meet the 200 SMA. Why am I saying that? There is low liquidity here, and there is also low liquidity to the upside. So, either reaction is gonna move faster, either towards the next support level, which would be passing this, in my opinion, and that would be the 200 SMA, or maybe the 35 SMA, because the 35 SMA is about to cross the 200 SMA. And if we are retesting, then you're also going to have a nice move towards the upside, which is almost 400, but let's say it's 393. That's a level that I have. Anyways, this is interesting. I love the fact that we actually had this very nice call. The only reason why I didn't get into this name, and this is what I said back in the beginning of October, was that contracts were very, very expensive. But that's my cheap ass not trying to get into this name when I saw a very obvious move. And do I regret it? No, because I was probably trading something else. But it is what it is. I think the call was very nice. The move might continue, so now this needs a little bit of time to develop and let us know what is going to happen in between this range between 320 and 395, pretty much. Anyways, that's what I have for CrowdStrike. Cisco looks prime for a short, but I'm not covering Cisco today. What do we have? Oh, let's take a look at, I mentioned Datadog yesterday. I'm going to mention it again. So I bought calls right here. I sold them on top of this candle, almost right on the resistance level. The reason why I did that is because I noticed, let's go to the 5-minute, that there was a little bit of weakness here right when you hit this level. This level looks beautiful. And so I stopped. Well, I didn't stop. I sold my position, and then yesterday we continue going down. But this move was pretty solid. Now, what I said yesterday was I want to see this name mounting this resistance level at 131.3 or 131. Let's call it there. And if I see it mounting this level, then I might actually enter again. Now, what we saw today is, and we really went a little bit over, and then we got rejected. We're coming down. Now, we'll see what happens tomorrow, but you're probably going to, if you go down, you're probably going to go down towards the 35 SMA, or maybe the 200 SMA, which is still right on the support level of 121. If that is the case, that would be nice to see another wave to this into this range and see if we actually get out. Now, if we continue going up tomorrow, then maybe at that point might be worth having like not an overnight, but maybe something going from Monday to from Friday to Monday, kind of move. But anyways, this was I guess for the way I like to trade. It was well played. Even though today we had a little more of a push, but I'm happy with the decision that I took yesterday of getting out right on that resistance level. But anyways, again, we're still in this range. I still like Datadog. Now let's move on to what I have next. Another name that I mentioned yesterday, and that is Disney. It was up at one point today 10%, I believe. We went over 115, almost 115, and then I guess sellers came back in, and this went down to close into 6.23%, which is still pretty good. Now you have this gap right here, and you have another gap over here as well. Now I was mentioning Disney when we were right here between that 35 SMA and this trend line, and then we had this move. I completely missed it, to be honest. And the reason for this is because in a way I have lost some hope or liking for Disney. I used to trade Disney a lot. I found Disney, I wouldn't say easy stock to day trade, but I used to trade it a lot. I used to trade it way back here when we were like coming out of this range, and in this area as well. But anyways, then I left it alone. But I think there might be some opportunity. Now I want to see what kind of reaction we have between the 107 level and the 102 level. We'll see what happens there. You have decent volume shelves right here, so I'm not too worried about volume. MACD and TSI are already looking extended in my opinion, but they still have a little more room to continue going up. The RSI, on the other hand, might have more room to continue going up, but it's obviously oversold. I'm sorry, overbought. But anyways, I would love to see maybe a reversal. I think that Disney is going to continue going up between this earnings report and the next one coming up, which is what, on February. So this is going to be interesting. Anyways, a name to keep in mind, that is some food for thought, I guess. By the way, I mentioned dogs yesterday. I said it was going to continue going down, and that is happening. But I'm on my way to take a look at another stock, and that is Enphase. Why am I mentioning Enphase? That is pretty simple. I've been talking about Enphase right here. So when we went down after earnings, I said there is an opportunity to fill this gap. That happened. After that, well, I didn't mention Enphase for a few days, and then this came down. I think this happened right after the election, yes. And this is the effect that we have, or we had right after the election. And now it seems like we found a bottom, and that's what I was looking for. One of the things that I was saying back here is like, if we hit 73.5, we're probably gonna bounce, and that actually happened. Now you had a catalyst that wasn't the best for this company, and some other energy or alternative energy related stocks, and you had this sell-off that now found, in my opinion, another bottom, and this is basically the 60 level, 59.8, or let's call it 60. Today it closed at 5.25%. There might be an opportunity here. I just want to see these indicators catching more momentum. I want to see a little bit more volume right here. Let's get rid of this. I just want to see a little more volume right here. But other than that, RSI is already pointing up. TSI is catching, or wants to catch momentum to the upside. We are nicely below the zero line, so it would be lovely to see a little more green tomorrow, and maybe Monday there might be a good opportunity to get maybe some March calls or something like that, March or April. That would be interesting, but it is critical to maintain this level. If tomorrow we get red and continues going down, then forget about it. Don't touch it for a while. But if we actually continue going up, I think there might be an opportunity to go over 73.5 and maybe beyond, which means that you will fill this gap right here. Anyways, that's what I have for Enphase. And now I want to talk. I have so many numbers right now on my list because I'm redoing the video. Where am I? Google. You know, Google, I don't want to say it's disappointing because the feds are right on top of them, and there is just bad news that are coming from, I guess, outside factors. I don't know, but one of the things that it bothers me is that if you didn't have that kind of news on Google regarding the feds and that sort of stuff, we would probably be somewhere on kind of like Amazon, right? Like hitting 200 or something like that. But it is what it is. I think we're probably going to hit this level. We were very close. And yesterday I said, if we lose momentum, you're going to hit 175. If you go under 175, you're going to meet 170 and probably beyond. 90 and TSI, to be honest, are telling you that story. They are telling you that we are going to continue going down, but we'll see. If we retest this level and then we continue going up, that would be fantastic. But if not, I think we're going to meet the 35 SMA very quickly. And at that point, if you break the 35 SMA and you're breaking 171, then you're going straight to 164 and you're going to hate everybody and you're going to hate, I will. You're going to get, I don't know. It's going to be a bad day. Now you have a pretty decent amount of volume at 168 or one in that area, somewhere in that area. But you don't have a lot of volume right here, so anything could happen, in my opinion. You have less volume to the way down than volume to the way up. Keep that in mind. So a little bit precarious, I think, for Google. We are at 175.5 as a critical level. If we break that, not good, really not good. If we bounce out of that, I think it's going to be a choppy way up, and it's going to be a roller coaster. It's going to be a roller coaster just like this, but it's getting more pronounced now. Anyways, and the market is also exhausted, in my opinion, after last week and earnings. Like you had the election and earnings and CPI, PPI, and the Fed meeting and everything within like 2 weeks or maybe or something like that. So anyways, let's move on to the next name, and that is going to be HIMS. And let me take a quick note right here. All right, well, whomever left a message on my last video letting me know about the audio, thank you very much. It also sucks because I wanted to go to sleep, but here I am making another video because, well, why not? Anyways, what a crazy day today. Minus 24%, almost 24.5%. And after hours, if I recall correctly, we were up almost 5%. Let me see, 4.13%. So which means that we are at 21.7. Now, as I just mentioned, I think that there was, and I said this yesterday, that there is I guess for HIMS, there's a few factors that I would like to address. The market in general, in my opinion, for me, was looking already exhausted with all the frenzy that we had from after the elections. I thought that the overreaction because of Trump winning the election was, it was great because a lot of us made money and whatnot. But at the same time, I knew that the opposite reaction was gonna come, and it was gonna come fast. Like I already knew that, and for that reason I was and I mentioned this in other videos, I was getting rid of my positions because I knew there was going to be volatility and things were going to go crazy. In addition to that, if you keep in mind, we not only had the election, but we had earnings, and we had the FOMC meeting. We also had yesterday, we had CPI and PPI today. So we had a lot of catalysts, and the market is digesting a lot of crap. Add to that other external catalysts that could have an effect on your positions, and you could have a situation like what we're seeing today with HIMS. There was an announcement, which is nothing new because I think that Amazon was already announcing this, and it's not the first time they announced it, that they were going to get into the telehealth, sector, which again they have mentioned before. Now, Amazon is not the only one who has said that. In the past, Walmart actually not only announced it, but they actually tried to get or I guess put together a more aggressive, business branch of telehealth. And to my understanding, they weren't that successful. Anyways, I think that the market took this news in a negative way as far as HIMS. And we are, I think, seeing another overreaction on the market. Now, another thing that I would like to mention is that, yes, I do believe, and I said this before, that that Amazon is definitely it's going to be a headache for HIMS. And I've gone as far as saying, Amazon can actually take over. But I don't think that would happen overnight. I don't think that is going to happen anytime soon, to be honest. And I don't think that HIMS is going to stop growing, even if Amazon gets in the way. I think that HIMS has a lot of, potential and stuff going on, but it's definitely worrisome to have Amazon, shadowing, behind you. The reason I think the market was behaving or reacting this way is also because Amazon really have the capital to damage any company like HIMS or any other telehealth company, and that is a reality. But again, I think for now, these developments with Amazon are not going to happen overnight, are not going to happen within the next quarter, but they can implement something that could damage HIMS, and we're seeing a little bit of a panic, I guess, on the market for HIMS. Now, on the technical level, the MACD and the TSI, as you can see right here, are not looking great. Let's be honest, but are not looking great because you also had a drop of 24%. Now, one of the things that I was saying yesterday was, and this has been a complete roller coaster, but I had a range between 29.8 and 23.44. I was also saying that we have to see what is going to happen between here and here. Well, nothing really happened because we gapped down all the way to basically the way we closed after hours, 21.77. Now, we'll see if there is a reaction from investors and institutions that are actually going to buy this dip and see this as an opportunity to come back in. If that is the case, you're probably going to see a move back towards 23.44, and I would take it slow as far as price targets. But that's just how my brain works. Now, another thing that could happen is, and you see another gigantic candle, and if that is the case, things will be a little bit sticky. Even if you have a large candle coming back to the upside, let's say towards 25.78, that would make this chart a little bit difficult to read, at least for this area right here. Now, another thing that I'm thinking is if there is more selling pressure, you're gonna hit 1873, which is now part of your range. And if we break 1873, you better stop this move at the 200 SMA. If you don't go, if the 200 SMA doesn't act as support, if after breaking this area right here, that would be problematic. Anyways, one thing that I think that is positive is that buyers came after hours, but again, I think we have to see this day by day. I think tomorrow is, having Friday as a day that has lower volume, we might see a slower day. But again, HIMS has been having, the last week and a half or so, it's been absolutely wild. And then we had this additional day of more wild momentum. So for now, let's just keep an eye on 1873 and 2173 and even 2317. That would be my range for now, 1873 to 2317. And let's take it from there. You have decent volume in this area, so which might slow down some of the momentum either to the upside or the downside. So we'll see how we behave under 1873. There's not a lot of volume really. So again, your ultimate support level is at 200 SMA, which is right now at 17. That's what I have for HIMS. And now, just talking about craziness, let's go to, where are you? Tesla. And let me take a quick note here, and that is, let's put it at that point. Tesla down almost 6%, 5.77%, insane. I do think, however, that we are probably gonna go towards 300, and if we are not stopped in this area right here, we are going down straight to 65. The reason why I'm saying that is because we don't have any liquidity here. We have very little liquidity up until half of this gap, and that is what I'm saying. My range right now is 313 to 265. A little bit dramatic, to be honest, because I'm a Tesla holder and I wanted to see Tesla hitting 400. It didn't, but the reality is that I don't know. Trump just said today that he is going to cancel the EV credits of 7,500, and so that's obviously news, and the market doesn't want to hear. But we'll see what happens. I think they still good allies with Elon Musk, but this is kind of weird, to be honest, to have this announcement at this point, considering how much I don't know. I wonder what is behind it, but we'll see. Your range right now for Tesla, I'm not gonna lie, I hate to say it, but is we're right here at 313 all the way down to 265. That's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much. Don't forget to subscribe and like the videos. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.